In this episode, we take a slower Parisian pace. I skid for miles, and the crew cruises the BeltLine. The Atlanta BeltLine, almost a marathon length of walkable concrete. Once a theory, now the glimpse of reality. Connecting neighborhood to neighborhood, and good food to great food. With the east section now complete, it makes for very crowded walks on sunny days. And with crowds, come local watering holes. And that's why I'm here, to give you an insight into the best stops off the BeltLine. With the influx of novice and experienced cyclists on the BeltLine comes the need for repairs, rentals, and new and used bikes. And one of the original places to get your fix is right through these double doors.
Okay, all right, that's what we'll do.
Ben, Tim.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
What are we doing today?
I got some parts I need to put it back together. You want to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Tim is a Southern Renaissance man, one who just loves to solve problems that I can't seem to figure out. So, how did you get into fixing bikes?
I came down and worked for CDC for a good 7 years. I left around 2007, and then I started working on bikes as a part-time job.
So wait, you left the CDC to come work in a bike shop?
Pretty much, yeah.
What's next? We still have some missing parts here. So while we're doing this, what are some of the things that made you want to do something different?
To me, it was more of a stress-related thing. I got to work at my own pace. You still work on a deadline, but it's not as stressful.
So there were obviously things you liked at the CDC. What are some of the things that are similar with building bikes to looking at molecules all day long?
No matter what, you'll have to troubleshoot something. You'll have to figure out what went wrong with this experiment, what went wrong with anybody's bike. So there's a little similarities, but it's definitely two huge gaps in between the two professions.
So now we have a finished bike.
It's ready to roll.
Thanks, Tim. Tim repairs the bikes in the front of this old military hut, while Ben roams the room, greeting regulars and visitors alike. And from the moment he says hello, there's one memorable thing that stands
The
out.
only bike shop to sell bikes with
I
beer.
got really excited this week because I started telling people, I'm going to that bike shop on the BeltLine. They go, well, I've been there. And I was like, there are a lot of bike shops. Are you sure you went to the right one? They go, the French guy.
I know. That's my tag. You know, every bike shop talk about it. Oh yeah, go to see the French guy. You know, the French guy. At least they remember for something, you know.
How did you make that transition from France to Atlanta?
I was an antique business in Paris, and Atlanta was a big place for antique in 2000. I did that for almost 8 years. Moved to the antique bikes now.
How did you make that transition from everyday antiques to antique bikes?
When the recession came in 2008, antique business was not that good anymore. Everybody tried to cut his expense. Bicycle was a good way to do it. And I did start with a couple of bikes, used bikes in Avondale Estate. They was flying off the floor, you know. I said, why not? Keep doing that for the last 4 years now.
And then you met Tim, and then you guys started looking for a bike shop in this neighborhood.
Of course, yeah.
Why this neighborhood?
I mean, it makes sense, you know, if you want to do bike shop on the BeltLine, if you're the first one, it will make sense to do it here. With the neighborhood, Pillmont Park, all forward. As soon as the BeltLine was open, we did start the same time, and it's a good neighborhood to be, you know.
As the BeltLine continues to expand, many of its sections are still awaiting concrete, and for the time being, have flat-inducing gravel trails. How many flat tires do y'all normally see on a day?
Average, I won't say 12 to 15. Oh yeah. Everybody come back from the Krog Tunnel and say, oh, I got a pinch flat on the Krog Tunnel. And
you're not planting anything in the tunnel,
No, I didn't. No, people ask me, you know, did you get the kids from the neighborhood to put broken glass everywhere? I said, no, we didn't, you know.
There's so many nights on the weekend where I'm just strolling down the BeltLine and you guys are just out having a beer after a hard day at work on the patio.
It's not only us anyway, it's a lot of cyclists, they just bring a pack of 6 beer and it's fun, yeah, it is fun. You know?
It's good people watching.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Spending time with these two guys, I have seen that they have created something more than a bike shop that sells, rents, and repairs bikes on the BeltLine. They have actually created a relaxed culture with a Parisian pace of life. Things seem to slow down around here. We can pop a Coke, crack open a beer, cheers, and talk about the old vintage bike that hangs on the wall.
1936, Jean-Baptiste Louvet. He was racing in the Tour de France.
That one was
Yes,
racing in the Tour de France.
1936, yeah.
After a few more sips, we take our marks and cruise back into the flow of traffic, searching for our next adventure.
So now we have a finished bike. I think you're going to see me here on Saturday afternoons for sure.